Hi guys, this is Scribbly again with another pen review, and today we are going to have a look at the Laban pen. Very interesting pen here, the Laban Mento. It's been a little while ago that I have reviewed another Laban pen, the T325, which also was a quite nice and interesting pen. Laban, an interesting company by the way, they are based in Taiwan. One doesn't hear so much about their pens for some reasons, but that I don't know. But they do have some quite interesting pens out there that I think are worth looking at, such as the T325 that I have recently reviewed. You can check that out on my YouTube channel Scribbly or on my website blog scribbly.org. Let's have a look at the Laban Mento today. It comes quite elegantly packaged with the Laban logo, Laban 1981, in this black cardboard package here that you can open up like this. Then you do slide out another pretty elegant looking black box with the Laban logo on top. Opens up like this, looks really high quality, really classy. Comes with a small wax seal type of thingy here, also with the Laban emblem on it, and then you can take that out and you find a small booklet, laban.com, the website, international guarantee in a couple of different languages, and here you see a couple of the other pens they do. The pens that they make are not necessarily inexpensive. They do have pens in the hundreds and $1,000 range. This pen here retails for around between 80 and 100 euro, a little bit depending on where you're getting it from. So it's also not ridiculously inexpensive, but it is certainly also not unaffordable if you look at it in the whole fountain pen price spectrum. The Laban Mento is available in a number of different colors and finishes. There are different tortoise and marble finishes and all that. I actually have no idea what this finish here is called, but it's beautiful. It's a larger pen, definitely. It's an oversized pen, a cigar-shaped pen. It's a little bit Mont Blanc design inspired maybe, or something like that. Has a huge clunky cap, but also a very large body that tapers down here a little bit. It is definitely a massive pen. I have by no means small or tiny hands, but even in my hands, this pen here that I'm now going to discuss in detail is a fairly large pen. So let's have a look at the pen. As said, the material is probably the star of the show here. It is a resin pen and it's a really, really beautiful material. This finish here, it has gold, orange, yellow, dark brown, black tones, all of that going on inside here. Sort of swirly, some kind of a little bit swirl stuff going on in here, but mostly a mosaicish marbling. It's actually a very stunning material, I find. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it certainly has a lot of depth to it. That is what I find most apparent. When you see the pen in person, the camera really has a hard time picking that up. I hope you get a glimpse of it. The material really has a lot of depth. That means you can really see the different layers, like some parts of the material seem to float or lay on top of other parts, and then it glitters and reflects a little bit. It's a very beautiful, very, very stunning material. I really like that. Marbled pens and pens with that finish are normally not really my piece of cake. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my personal pen taste, but I can really appreciate the finish for what it is, and I find it's really beautiful. It's really a little piece of art. A wonderful pen. Has a rounded top of the cap here. It's not really a finial. Has a silver clip, sort of a little bit a teardrop shape or something like that. The clip is massively tight. I can't really operate it beyond that angle here. Then I would really be worried of snapping it off, but I've tried it on my t-shirt Yeah, trying it again. It works, you can use it, but just be aware of the fact it is super, super tight. Has a reflective silver center band here that says Laban, nothing else. And then that barrel with that stunning material tapering down towards the end. The pen unscrews with about 1.5 turns. Yep, 1.5 turns. Does have no inner cap. You can see a screw in here that probably somehow, I don't know what that does. There's a small plastic plate or something like in that in here. You actually also feel that the pen does not have an inner cap. That's the only really issue that I have to point out with that pen. If you leave that pen capped and down for a couple of days, if you pick it up, you need 2 or 3 strokes until it starts up, because yeah, the lack of an inner cap makes it dry out after a little while. Posting, can you post the pen? You can post the pen, you can post the pen very securely. Posts not very deep and makes it pretty long, unwieldy. It doesn't throw it off balance because it's resin. The whole pen, for the size that it has, it's a pretty lightweight pen. So the balance is still there. I could technically write with it like that. It's not overly uncomfortable, but it's just a bit unwieldy. It's just like, gets a very, very long pen. And as you see here in my hand, this is already a pretty large pen. The nibs that those Laban pens are equipped with are Bock nibs. This is a two-tone steel nib in medium, says Laban Iridium. M for medium has the Laban L on it. Some scroll work here, breather hole. Feet, of course, down there. The section, as you can see, has a slight, is like smoke black or something like that. Smoke gray / black. Has a slight translucency to it, so you can sort of see the feet through it, but can't really. It's a very comfortable to hold pen. It's a very nice, thick, chunky section that tapers down a little bit and then flares out towards the end to actually prevent your fingers from sliding onto the nib. It's not a slippery section. Very, very comfortable pen to hold. Threads here, they are not sharp at all. You can technically hold the pen wherever you want. Even if you would hold it on the threads, it's not uncomfortable. So this is a really nice, really nicely balanced pen. Very comfortable to hold. A very beautiful pen. I sort of really like it. Pen opens up like this. You can use that pen with standard international cartridges. I have a Kaweco standard international converter in here. I can't really tell you what kind of ink that is because it's a orange, yellow orange that I've mixed myself. It's a combination of a couple of Robert Oster inks. It has metal threads and a hole up here that you can actually peek through, so you can't eyedropper that pen. Which would be cool because of course you would have a super massive ink capacity. But yeah, I mean, as said, the star of the show is really the material of this pen that I find very beautiful. Let's do a small size comparison to my standard reference pen Lamy Safari, and you see what I've meant when I said this is a chunky, beefy, larger pen. The Lamy Safari by no means is a small pen. I don't want to say that it looks like a baby beside that Laban Mento, but you get an idea of how large and how chunky the Laban Mento actually really is. Also uncapped, you also see that the section is a lot thicker, they're actually about the same length, but the section is a lot beefier, a lot chunkier on the Laban Mento. And then you also see the nice size of this number 6 Bock nib that I find suits the pen very well. Let's post the pens. Fairly same length. So I think lengthwise, the Laban Mento and the Lamy Safari are about the same, but the Mento is a lot thicker, a lot beefier. Towards the end of the review, let's do a writing sample. Pen writes nicely. It's nothing overly exciting. It's just a solid, all right performing Bock nib. So what we have here is the Laban Mento. with a medium horrible handwriting, of course, as always, with a camera, poke nib. Bit difficult to write like that, but you know, you get an idea of the writing of the pen. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Wetness, yeah, you know, a regular poke nib. Nothing very dry that is quite absorbent paper. Nothing very, very wet. See some shading in my custom ink mix here. It's really an okay writer. No issues with it. Nothing overly exciting. Nothing understandard. Really a nice writer. I hope that review was useful to you, and I'll see you at the next review. Bye bye.